I'm Max Driscoll. I'm the Sustainable Design Leader for the Northeast practice at HOK.
My name's Tim Conway, and I manage the sustainability initiatives for the commercial divisions at Shaw. It's my role at Shaw to try to translate what we do as a manufacturer to help our customers achieve their goals in sustainability.
So Tim, what are some of Shaw's environmental sustainability goals? And more importantly, what are you doing to achieve them?
Really, the goals at Shaw started 20 plus years ago, and it's been our commitment to cradle to cradle. The 5 attributes are material health. We evaluate our products at a molecular level to eliminate ingredients, chemicals of concern, and then screen those products against the risk and hazards of 24 human health endpoints. To eliminate risk and hazards of things like reproductive toxicity, endocrine disruption, gene mutation, aquatic toxicity. Cradle to Cradle challenges us around circularity and circular economy. How do we design materials that participate in a circular economy? Carbon. Right? Cradle to Cradle drives us to continually improve the carbon footprint of not just operations of how we make things, but the carbon footprints of the things that we make. Right? It challenges us about our relationship to water. And not only a reduction in water intensity, Max, but the quality of the water that we release back into the ecosystem. And it also challenges us about who we are as a company. Products are made on the backs of lives of human beings. And Cradle to Cradle is that certification that doesn't just certify the 4 walls of Shaw, but certifies the supply chain of the products that we make to let our customers know these products are made in a supply chain committed to community involvement, diversity, equity, and inclusion. A supply chain where products are made in a clean building, paying a fair wage. So for the past 20 or plus years, Max, Cradle to Cradle has been our North Star.
There's been a lot of conversation and excitement around circularity and circular design. At HOK, we're focused on how we can design for circularity. How do you see Shaw's role in that design for circularity or the process? And what is the sort of partnership mechanism that we could do together to help advance that one?
So about 3 years ago, I was asked to kind of blow up what we thought was the right way to recycle things and find a way that works in the system of how we work together today. And it's working. Like Shaw's collected nearly 1 billion pounds of carpet. We need to get ahead of the demo. So we've created in our return program 3 really key stages is we need to identify what's currently being replaced, what's coming up off the floor. So we ask HOK, could you help us find out what's currently on the floor? Because we'd like to reduce your project's landfill consumption by tens of thousands of pounds at no cost. Then the next step, we've created a carpet tile reclamation specification. And this has been key to our success because when it gets put into the specification, it becomes part of the bid process. And this specification is educating our contractors, general contractors, demo contractors, flooring contractors on how to do this work. And then the next step is introduce us to the GC because once the GC knows there's someone they can work with, their guard goes down and said, yes, we can do this. We can palletize this material and get it back to you where we pick it up at no cost.
It's been said over and over again, but we really need to knock the silos down, right? And not just assume that the carpet manufacturer comes in after the project is specified. Just sort of level set all of that and say maybe the carpet manufacturer comes in a pre-design phase and the designers are sort of articulating that desire and allowing the contractor and the manufacturer to have those conversations.
We've created a tool that's now live at Shaw. We'll work with an HOK designer today and they say, hey, that's great that you take this back, but how am I supposed to know what happens to my specification 10 years from now? So we have a new program called Return Pipeline that all of our account managers globally now have a data set that will show them where all of the EcoWorks carpet tile is installed in their geography. So now simply knowing where the material is, it allows our account managers to proactively go back and approach those customers to see if they would be interested in recycling this material with us at no charge. So getting ahead of that and just simply knowing where that material is through the data that we have, again, is really increasing our success rate in a circular economy.
Do you have a challenge you'd like to lay down for your peers in this space, whether it be other carpet manufacturers or building product manufacturers, and maybe even a challenge to design firms like HOK?
So my challenge to all of us is how do we simplify this? There's mental perceptions that this might cost much, it might not perform as well, it might take longer and speed to market, but I think we've got to change our values. So my challenge to my team in Shaw is that I don't ever want to see us work on a project where we don't ask questions. Asking questions more so than just what is your budget, what is your design direction, but what are your choices around low carbon values and climate change? What are your choices around circular economy? Can you help us find out what material is being replaced? Because we'd like to recycle that for you at no charge. So I think it's the simplicity, but it has to be, we have to ask smarter questions. We need to celebrate our success. Yes, we can recycle this at no charge, but what does a project look like at the end if an HOK design professional goes back to that client and say, hey, wanted to let you know that we just reduced your project's landfill consumption by 30,000 pounds. By recycling this material at the end of its time in service, we've eliminated our carbon footprint by X amount of pounds, right? Those are results. And it's a different dimension of design or value that I think we can bring to projects. So how do we simplify it? And then how do we report the values back, right? So we can celebrate together.
In terms of partnerships, how can design firms engage with a company like Shaw to both streamline the material selection process while also elevating sustainability?
I can tell you that when HOK asks one of my Shaw contract reps a really tough question, it helps my job, right? When HOK design professionals place value in carbon, place value in material health, circularity, my reps really get engaged. The accountability that's happening at HOK today is unlike anything I've seen. You are changing the way that your design professionals look at materials, and hopefully we're simplifying this. Like Max, we're doing this with the HOK Sustainability Report Card. That every time there's a sample ordered, they're going to know what the embodied carbon footprint of that choice is. They're going to know about the material chemistry attributes of those products are. They're going to know about the recycled content values, the indoor air qualities, and your design team isn't going to have to search multiple websites to look for it.
That is critical in terms of implementing a sustainability initiative internally when we're asking people to do things slightly differently than they've done them before, really simplifying and working it into their typical workflow. And that's where that partnership, I think, is really important. We can ask our designers to do it as sustainability professionals, but if they run into roadblocks or obstacles in terms of collecting that data from the manufacturers' websites, from the reps, it just makes implementing new sustainability initiatives that much harder, which is why this partnership model is fantastic. Not just fantastic and not just easier, but critical to scale healthy materials, sustainable materials with low embodied carbon. I am thrilled about this partnership that HOK has with Shaw.